Yeah, so I welcome all the panelists, the chairpersons, and the audience who have gathered today. And the theme for this day's meeting is AVF Creation Made Simple. I always, having started this ventures in interventional nephrology, my growth was people were enthusiastic to learn other aspects of interventional nephrology, but somehow AV fistula, many were interested, but they don't make it to really doing it. Problems are many. One thing, they should have patience. They should be able to spend time and have a mentor and a place where they can try and all these things. And I see some fellows who have joined me over the years. I find that they lose heart soon and they stop with other procedures like PD catheter insertion, tunnel catheter insertion, etc. So somehow there is still a gap. Although we have been pioneers in our country for nephrologists creating AVF, still I thought we should be making it more reachable and more available and more potentially possible for the youngsters. So this new thought came, and we thought we'll make it in small steps and have a discussion and make things clear. And of course, they'll have to go somewhere and sit and besides a senior nephrologist. So that is the theme of today's meeting. And talking only about AV fistula in a meeting can dissuade many others to join the meeting because people who are not interested in AV fistula may keep away. So I thought we should have a small part on AV fistula regularly in the next few meetings. And of course, we should have other problem discussions and things. So we have two sessions. One is regarding central vein stenosis and managing by Venkatesh, and this AVF Creation Made Simple will be by Dr. Adil, the first part. And today we have, very important people amongst us, Dr. Vel Aravind, Dr. Manjunath Shetty, Dr. Adil, and I heard, and I wish others like Venkat from Vellore, Sachin Soni, Dr. Bhavikar, and others who are regularly doing AVFs in the audience, so that they'll be able to give their views at the end of the presentation. And trying to introduce the speakers, I will not waste much time. I have left this page blank for Vel because the audience will be more familiar and know more about Vel Aravind than me, I think, sometimes. So welcome, Dr. Vel, and we are all eagerly waiting for your tips and advices for the juniors and your views on this also. And Dr. Manjunath, I have not introduced him into this audience earlier, and I'm glad he is with us. And it is going through his CV. We find that he's been an excellent undergraduate and postgraduate student, and presently he is in the Cherayu Hospital, and he was the founder, chairman, and medical director. And he is into creating AV fistulas and other aspects of interventional nephrology. And he has conducted workshops on AV fistula. And so I'm glad he is around, and I want him to share his experiences. And I want the juniors to get to know people like Dr. Manjunath, who have been doing AV fistulas for a long time. And he has presented his data and got the best paper awards on AV fistula creation by nephrologists. So we are eager to hear from you, sir. Then Adil, he was, he has been with us for a long time. And anytime you open Inform, and the name list will come in the top, and it will start with Adil. He is AA, so nobody can miss Adil in Inform group. And he is in Khyber Institute, Srinagar. And although many of you are aware and familiar, but it is a great thing that he regularly conducts workshops and encourages juniors to take up intervention procedures. And only thing, it is in one corner of the country, like how I am in the other corner. So accessibility for many of the juniors to him may be limited, but we have a great person, trying to not only do things but teach others. So welcome, Adil. And we
Thank you,
have
sir. Thank you.
Venkatesh Rajkumar, who has earned a name for himself in interventional nephrology and especially cath lab procedures. And he has been presenting his interesting cases very many times. And he's an active participant, and he is here to present his case. And before Venkatesh starts, we'll finish this first, then go to AV fistula. Dr. Vail, a few words to encouraging this audience. Then Dr. Manjunath, few words. Then we'll start right away with the presentations.
Thank you, sir. There's nothing to say, sir. We'll as things goes and we'll have more discussion. But the thing is, I just want to dispel the fear. Actually, it's not a big issue. And if the mentor is around, you rightly written in the preamble in today's in our group. If some mentor is around, I think one can easily catch up things, and maybe we can shorten the learning curve. And that's where the one way. And one should have perseverance in doing this. As you said rightly in the beginning, perseverance will give a right kind of reward in the long run. And that's all I want to say, sir. But it's only thing is to keep doing things, and over the time, maybe around 6 months time, when everybody will be expert in doing this. But start with the distal, then brachial, then we can go for a complication management. Everything one can do. Only thing, as you said, is the perseverance, sir.
Yes, Dr. Manjunath.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. I'm audible, sir?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Thank you, Bala, sir, and all others for giving me an opportunity to share this session and to allow me to share my experience. So, as Dr. Vail already told, that there is nothing to fear. Actually, I call AV fistula surgery as a general surgery. So, if during your internship period, you know to stitch a clean lacerated wound, then you can as easily as do a fistula. So we have to overcome all those fears. And what I have to say is that AV fistula is just not a lifeline for the patients. AV fistula is a lifeline for the nephrologist also. So without that, we can't do it. And for the lifetime, we have to look after the fistula ourselves. So we can't give that domain to the surgeons, because domain surgeons will do on that day and forget it.
Okay.
So we are the ones who are going to look after the fistula for the patient rest of the time to go.
Yes, second one.
And if you look at the history of interventional nephrology, the history of interventional nephrology says that the first fistula was done by Bresky and Kimino. So who were they? They were nephrologists. The first pump cath was done by a nephrologist. The PD catheter was done by a nephrologist. A kidney biopsy was done by a nephrologist. So you name every intervention in nephrology, it has been done and founded and discovered by a nephrologist. So why have we relegated this domain to the surgical field? So definitely, AV fistula surgery is very, very much doable by a nephrologist. Only thing is, once you undergo training in any kind of workshop, you have to ensure that you go and start doing it. People have this some prejudice that, okay, you should start doing so many cases, then only we can do it. No. If you have done 10 fistulas at a stretch over a period of a month, then you can start easily doing 8 fistulas. What they do is they attend the workshop, they do 1 or 2, then later on they go, then they do 1 or 2. No. If you do 10 fistulas in a series within a span of 1 to 2 months, you can easily get the grip on AV fistula. It's a very simple surgery. I don't want to exaggerate. I just want to simplify that AV fistula is as simple as general surgery. That's all.
Thank you, Dr. Manjunath. And you said most of the interventions were started by nephrologists. And I should add that most of the interventions in nephrology has been started by nephrologists from far away from cities. See, today you see Vail from Trichy, me from Tirunelveli, Adil from Srinagar, and So that is because of, again, the need and, out of necessity, people start doing it. And I'm glad this platform has brought in people away from, the main major cities of the country. And Venki is an exception today. He's from Chennai. And he has just announced that his internet, there is a problem. He is sitting somewhere in Northeast. Yeah, so Adil, I think we'll have to start.